guys, welcome back to another Operación Triunfo reaction for Eurovox. I am Clara and I hope you're having a fantastic week. So let's get started with what happened yesterday night. Yesterday night opened with the contestants singing I Don't Care, but the Spanish version, Me encanta, me da igual, me encanta, yeah. However, I have to say I prefer the English version much better, but it was a very enjoyable performance. Everyone seemed happy. Interestingly enough, everyone had just 5 words to sing, but that was cool. So the show after this opened with Carlos Wright and Dave, who were the nominees from last week, and they had to sing to convince the audience to vote for them so they can stay 1 more week or longer in the Academy. Carlos Wright went first. He sang Tiptoe by Jason Derulo, and I have to say, I have to give it to him. He took a risk. This wasn't a very easy song for him. Vocally wasn't the best. He didn't showcase his full voice. He also was saying during the week's review that it was very high for him, and the choreography was quite complicated, so he didn't look so comfortable. He seemed too focused on the whole choreography, and I think he forgot how important it is to have a song that showcases your voice in a singing competition. But moving on to Dave. Dave sang Créeme. It was a very heartfelt song. It was kind of a little bit flat. The intention was there, but was a little bit cold. Even though he's super witty, as I said in the last video, he knows how to perform acting wise, he knows how to be on stage, but I feel he didn't take any risk. This was the opposite to Carlos Wright. He didn't take any risk, and maybe tonight was the night to take a risk, or maybe not, or maybe he just had to sing what he felt comfortable to make a last grand performance. However, it came a little bit plain. I did like his fashion choice though. Albarreche and Famous were the next contestants to perform, and they sang Fast Car, but the remix. The original one is by Tracy Chapman. It's really cool also. And Alba has a very, very interesting graspy nasal voice that was surprisingly matching the song quite well. I didn't think initially that it could work, but it did work really good for her. And Famous just has a voice that made it look super easy, no matter the choreography, which was amazing. Everything, the performance was there, the vocals were there, the song was really good. And yeah, the harmonies together, they could harmonize really well, and they were surprisingly very, very on key. The review of their week had shown that they were having a little bit of trouble with that, but they really, really delivered yesterday night. Miki with El Patio was the next song. This was a very interesting performance. I had never heard this song before, and it's a very, very stripped down song. It was just Miki and his voice and the piano played by Manu Giggs, who's he's one of the teachers of the Academy and a very renowned pianist and performer here in Spain. And I have to say, I haven't heard the original song, so I know it was objectively it was a good performance, a good vocal performance. I would have to hear the original to give the full opinion, but regardless of not having heard the original song, I liked the performance. Acting-wise, emotional-wise, it was really great. The faces, the camera showed how he delivered the emotion. It was just on point. He almost seemed about to cry, and I think that was the essence of the song. And he was like very visceral about the song. That was really good. I will make a short stop on the review for a second, because I had the feeling that the sound arrangement of the whole gala wasn't the best. I'm not really sure if on the stage area they could hear the same thing as we heard from the TV, because You could feel that the song, this is in every song, you could feel that the songs were approaching the climax, and you can hear or feel, not hear, but feel that the singers are getting emotional and like ready to deliver those climatics? The climax notes. But then you see them, like how the muscles move, how they move, but you don't hear the difference. So maybe you can hear them if you're on the arena, but it's not this, I think we didn't get the same emotion or the same sound from the TV, but what do I know? That's just a wild guess. Anyway, it was a good performance from Mickey, and the next pair were Noelia and Marta, who sang X's and O's. In my modest opinion, this was the best performance of the night. Everything was correct. I really, really enjoyed the performance. They seemed very relaxed. They seemed very engaged with the dancers, and very connected. And their voices sounded perfect together. I really enjoyed the performance. That's all I can say. Marta, y nos dieron las 10. This was a song I really suffered watching. I don't know if she hadn't practiced enough with a playback track, but she was out of tune and out of tempo, and she was hearing herself. I could feel she was hearing herself because she was really stressed. She looked really nervous. She didn't seem to be enjoying. She seemed to be suffering. So in return, I suffered back because I was connecting with her nerves and her nervousness, and her knowing that this wasn't her best performance ever. And after Marta was Damian and Sabela, who were singing Volar. Volar is a very light song by Macaco, and in my modest opinion, because the jury didn't seem to be of the same opinion as me, Damian sang it very well, with the lightness that the song required, or the original intention of the song was to be a very light song. It's called Volare, fly, I will fly. And he seemed to be flying very well with the song. However, Sabela, she was maybe vocally better, but in these vocals, she made it heavier. Like, she removed the sense of lightness that the song was promising. So, in my opinion, he achieved a better result to what the original song aimed at. But he got nominated by the jury after the show, so at the end of the show. So maybe we were not looking for the same things. It was just a correct song, but correct doesn't excite me anymore. In a contest like this, I expect more. Julia and Natalia sang Pienso en tu mirada. This is a very abstract song, and you have to be from Spain to you have to understand Spanish and Spanish culture to fully understand it. And in my opinion, it was a good performance. It was well delivered. The vocals were amazing. And I loved both of the girls. Even Julia, she had a great voice. Natalia, her voice without this southern accent sounded super interesting. Kudos for them. I really enjoyed this performance. And the last contestant was Marilia singing Rather Be. We all know this song. No place I'd rather be. I have to say I was very disappointed with this performance because when the contestants perform, before that there's a review of their whole week, and in this review all of the teachers were praising her, saying she had done a great work, that the notes were there. Some of her fellow contestants said she sounded like a CD. However, it wasn't there when she performed yesterday night. She was out of tune. She started really nervous, and while she was approaching the chorus moment, she seemed to gain her confidence back and was back into tune, or slow it up for a second. But then after the chorus, everything was a little bit messy, I want to say. It looked very untidy. Sometimes when there's so many dancers and the main singer doesn't look so confident. It looks a little bit all over the place, and that was my feeling after Rather Be. And it's a shame because she seems to be she kind of reminded me of I Would Dance Alone from last year's, not this year, but last year's Eurovision, but like the extreme opposite. She had this vibe of the girl singing. I think she wasn't very connected with what the rest of the dancers were doing, so she did seem to be dancing alone. And once all of the contestants had sang, it was time for the host to reveal who would stay in the academy, and the most voted contestant was Carlos Wright, so Dave had to leave. And once the jury ended up giving their opinions on how the songs had gone during the night, Marta and Damian resulted in the nominees for next week. So guys, this was all from my side. I hope you enjoyed this review. Give it a thumbs up or comment down below if you don't agree or if you agree with me. And go check our website eurovox.net because our fellow team member Sanya has written a review on her thoughts on yesterday's night gala. So they might vary. You might agree more with her or you might agree more with me. Let us know in the comments down below what you think, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Eurovox. Till next time, mwah, bye!